So here's a story that seems like it's from The Onion, but it isn't. Obama to receive RFK Human Rights Award. Former President Obama has been named a Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights Ripple of Hope laureate. Interesting name. The award honors global leaders for their exceptional work toward a more just and peaceful world. Along with Obama, Discovery President and CEO David Zaslav, Humana CEO Broussard, Jesus, and New York Governor Phil Murphy will also receive the Ripple of Hope Award, according to a release. Okay, so let's be clear about something right up front here. If you're giving a human rights award to a CEO of a for-profit health insurance company, you can take that award and shove it up your ass. For-profit health insurance companies in this country are literally have death panels. Literally. They have to sit down and determine, okay, who are we going to cover? Who are we not going to cover? Who are we going to try to screw out of this process, try to wiggle our way out of paying for their coverage, and therefore either let them go bankrupt or die. And that happens all the time. I mean, that's why it was always hilarious when Republicans talked about death panels in Obamacare, because the death panels already existed. It's called Humana. It's called Blue Cross Blue Shield. It's called for-profit health insurance companies. So it's just... It is sickening, honestly, and offensive. I never use that word offensive because I feel like it carries too much weight with an emotional angle, and I always feel like I don't care if you're offended by something. Is it true? But here's the point. This is offensive, but it's also accurate to say you're giving a human rights award to a CEO who has blood on his hands. If you're the CEO of a for-profit health insurance company, you have blood on your hands. You do. That's true. It's true to say that. 100%. 100%. So it's sickening. This is sickening is what it is. Now, to the Obama part, honestly, I think the Humana CEO one might even be worse than giving it to Obama. But the reason why Obama, and I shouldn't even have to point this out, you guys probably already know this. The reason why Obama should not get a human rights award, very simple. 2 words, drone strikes. You cannot be responsible for the deaths of innocent people and get a human rights award. Because then that human rights award is worth nothing. He is directly responsible for the deaths of innocent people. By the way, including a 16-year-old U.S. citizen, Abdul Rahman al-Awlaki. Now, that guy's dad was a jihadist. He was killed by a drone. By the way, he was an American citizen. There was no trial, but he was killed with a drone. That's unconstitutional. His son was killed with a drone, and then a top official in Obama's administration had the nerve to say on camera he should have had a better father when the 16-year-old kid was murdered with a drone without a trial. That guy should get a human rights award? That guy. How many innocent people died in Iraq and Afghanistan? How many innocent people died in the 7 countries he was drone striking? How many people died? By the way, ask Edward Snowden if this guy should get a human rights. Shouldn't Edward Snowden get a human rights award? I think he should. He exposed to the American people that their government is spying on them illegally, unconstitutionally. Shouldn't that guy get a human rights award? No. That guy's hiding in exile because Barack Obama decided I would crack down on him if he were to come back here, and I'm not going to do anything that's going to help him. So when somebody runs the empire, by the way, Barack Obama bailed out Wall Street. They crashed the economy. They crashed the economy for greed. He bailed them out with taxpayer money. And then they turned around and gave bonuses to the people who crashed the economy and bankrupted their companies. He bailed them out. His administration didn't prosecute any criminals on Wall Street after the biggest downturn since the Depression, when fraud was a business model on Wall Street. How many people lost their houses as a direct result of what happened on Wall Street, and then Obama didn't even give them a fucking slap on the wrist, never mind an actual justice? And you're going to give that guy a human rights award. It's insulting to our intelligence. Now, let me be clear. This is not me saying, like, oh, Obama is equally bad to Donald Trump, for example, or Obama is equally bad to George W. Bush, for example. I actually did a long segment where I did a report card for Obama's time in office, and I went through every policy issue and gave you a grade at the end of it. I don't think he's as bad as them. But the idea that he merits a human rights award, go fuck yourself. But then again, if you're giving the same human rights award to for-profit health insurance company CEO that have blood on their hands, 38,000 to 45,000 people die every year in this country because they don't have access to basic health care. 30 million people are uninsured. Medical bills is one of the top causes of bankruptcy. But you're going to give a for-profit health insurance company CEO a human rights award? Well, they deserve the same one. So at least that makes sense.